Welcome to this lesson for Grade 10 English. Today, we are studying Chapter 8 from the National Foundation English book, pages 100 to 103. The poem is titled Blue, written by Brianna Haycock. In this video, we will explore the poetic devices used in the poem, and also go through a simple paraphrasing of each stanza to better understand the poet's message. Let's begin our journey into the poem Blue.
She was born pink and soft with all of her too. She had my eyes and her mother's nose. She cried for a moment and then settled down. The joy of my life with hair of brown. Months went by and we watched her grow. Something was wrong and we had to know. The doctor called with concern on his mind and had been born blind. I cried for a while and then I got mad. This was not my idea of being a dad, so from that day forward, it started a plight highs in life and her heart of sight. As the years passed by, she started to grow into a beautiful child with a need to know. Each day was spent teaching all that I knew until one day when she asked about blue. I tried to define it, but my efforts were in vain. Only cited descriptions were the way to explain. She had no way of knowing what I was trying to say. And for very first time I failed her that day. Life went and as she grew, she formed her thoughts on what is blue, wanting to know just what others could see inside her mind. It became reality.
On her 16th birthday, our lives got better. We received good news from a doctor's letter. He said he could help and that this just might give the eyes of my angel the gift of sight. I will never forget what she asked to see when she opened her eyes and first saw me. She looked at me with her eyes of new and asked me to show her the color of blue. I said, "Look at my eyes, for they are blue. The day you were born, they watched over you. All through the years, they never looked away. They will always be with you and will never stray." She smiled at me and said that she always knew about what the meaning was of the color blue. Throughout her life, she could always see with the eyes of her heart instilled from me. To her, the color had a meaning more than just sight. Blue had a feeling that gave her an insight. Throughout the years, as both our hearts grew, she told me that love was the color blue.
Let's now understand the poem. First, we will look into some important facts about the poem. Reference: the poem Blue is written by Brianna Haycock. It explores the emotional journey of a father and his blind daughter, using the color blue as a powerful symbol. In the poem, blue stands for love, emotion, and connection, something much deeper than just a color with the eyes. Rhyme scheme: the poem follows a consistent to a BB rhyme scheme throughout. This means that in each stanza, the first and second lines rhyme with each other, and the third and fourth lines also rhyme. This pattern is known as a rhyming couplet, and it gives the poem a smooth, steady flow that matches its emotional tone. Now we are on stanza 1. Paraphrasing: my baby girl was born healthy and soft, with all her tiny toes. She looked like me and her mother. She cried briefly and then calmed down. She brought great happiness into my life, with her brown hair. Poetic devices: first, imagery is used in line 1. The phrase, pink and soft with all of her toes, creates a clear picture of a newborn baby. Imagery is also found in line 4. The words, "the joy of my life with hair of brown," help the reader imagine what the baby looks like and understand the father's emotions. Lastly, alliteration is used in line 3. The repetition of the S sound in the words, "she settled," adds a soft, soothing effect to the line. Now we are on stanza 2. Paraphrasing: as time passed, we saw her grow, but noticed something wasn't right. The doctor contacted us with worry and told me that my dear daughter had been blind since birth. Poetic devices: imagery is used in line 1. The phrase, "we watched her grow," helps the reader imagine the child's development over time. Alliteration is also present in line 1, with the repetition of the W sound in went, we watched. Euphemism is used in line 4. The phrase, "my angel had been born blind," softens the sad news with the loving word, angel, showing the father's deep affection despite the difficult message. Now we are on stanza 3. Paraphrasing: I felt sad and angry because I hadn't imagined fatherhood this way, but from that moment, I made it my mission to guide her through life, being her eyes and helping her understand the world. Poetic devices. Alliteration is used in line 3. The repetition of the s sound in so unstarted gives the line a steady rhythm. A metaphor appears in line 4. The phrase, to be her eyes in life, compares the father to her sense of sight, showing his deep love and responsibility. Finally, the entire stanza uses emotional imagery. The feelings of sadness, anger, and strong determination are clearly expressed, helping the reader connect with the father's experience. Now we are on stanza 4. Paraphrasing. She kept growing and became a lovely, curious child. I spent every day teaching her everything I could, until one day, she asked me to explain what blue is. Poetic devices. Imagery is used in line 1. The phrase, she started to grow, reflects both her physical growth and emotional development. Alliteration appears in line 2. The repetition of the n sound in need to know highlights the child's curiosity. Symbolism is introduced in line 4. The word blue begins to represent more than just a color. It stands for understanding and the desire to know what cannot be seen. Now we are on stanza 5. Paraphrasing. I tried to describe blue, but I couldn't. All my explanations relied on sight. She couldn't understand what I meant, and for the first time, I felt like I had let her down. Poetic devices. Imagery is used in line 2. The phrase, only cited descriptions, helps the reader understand the difficulty explaining a color to someone who cannot see. Alliteration is found in line 3. The repetition of the w sound in what I was adds a smooth rhythm to the line. Irony is present in line 4. The father, who has guided and supported his daughter in every way, now feels like he has failed, simply because he cannot explain something as basic as a color. Now we are on stanza 6. Paraphrasing. Time continued, and as she matured, she created her own ideas about what blue might be. Though she couldn't see it, she imagined it in her own way, making it real in her mind. Poetic devices. Symbolism is used in lines 2 to 4. The word, blue, no longer just refers to a color. It becomes a personal idea and feeling that belongs to the girl alone. Alliteration appears in line 3. The repetition of the w sound in wanting and what adds softness to the line and reflects the child's gentle curiosity. Imagery is present in the final line. The phrase, inside her mind it became reality, helps us her inner thoughts and how she created her own understanding of the world. Now we are on stanza 7. Paraphrasing. On her 16th birthday, we got wonderful news. A letter from the doctor said there was a chance he could help her see. There was hope she might gain her vision. Poetic devices. Imagery is used in line 4. The phrase, the gift of sight, creates a powerful and emotional image filled with hope. Alliteration is found in 3. The repetition of the h sound in e and help adds a smooth and joyful tone to the moment. Symbolism is also present. The gift of sight symbolizes a fresh start, hope, and a possible new future for the daughter. Now we are on stanza 8. Paraphrasing. When she opened her eyes and saw for the first time, I'll never forget what she asked. She looked at me with her new vision and asked me to show her what blue looked like. Poetic devices. Imagery is used in line 2. The phrase, she opened her eyes and first saw me, paints a deeply emotional and touching picture of that moment. Repetition appears through the use of the word eyes, emphasizing how important and meaningful sight has become in their story. Irony is present as well. The color that once couldn't be explained is now the first thing she wants to see, bringing the poem full circle with a powerful and emotional impact. Now we are on stanza 9. Paraphrasing. I told her to look at my eyes, because they are blue. I reminded her that since her birth, my eyes had always watched over her and never stopped. I promised they would always be there for her. Poetic devices. Symbolism is used in line 1. The word, blue, now represents love, protection, and the emotional bond between the father and daughter, not just a color. Imagery appears in lines 2 to 4. The father's eyes watching over her, through the years create a warm, comforting picture of care and lifelong support. Now we are on stanza 10. Paraphrasing. She smiled and said she had always understood what blue meant. Even before she could see, she had always seen, with her heart, because of the love and guidance I gave her. Poetic devices. Alliteration is used in line 2. The repetition of the w sound in what and what gives the line a soft, thoughtful rhythm. Symbolism appears in the phrase, eyes of her heart. This means she was able to feel and understand things deeply, even without physical sight. A metaphor is also used. The idea that the heart has eyes shows emotional and inner understanding, shaped by the love of her father. Now we are on stanza 11. Paraphrasing, for her, blue meant more than something you see. It was a feeling, an understanding that came from love. As we grew together through the years, she told me that to her, the color blue meant love. Poetic devices. Symbolism is central in this stanza. The word, blue, becomes a symbol of emotion, love, and personal insight, going beyond its visual meaning. Alliteration appears in line 2. The phrase, feeling that gave her an insight, uses soft consonant sounds to create a gentle, soothing tone. Finally, the theme of the stanza is powerful, ties together the ideas of love, feeling, and color, showing how something unseen will be deeply understood and felt through the heart. Now we move on to the section, reading and critical thinking. First question, what was the initial challenge the narrator faced after the birth of the child? Answer, the biggest challenge the narrator faced was learning that his daughter was born blind. This news was heartbreaking and unexpected. He felt both sad and angry, because it was not how he had imagined father. Accepting the truth and adjusting to this new reality was very difficult for him in the beginning. Second question, how did the narrator attempt to overcome the challenges posed by the child being blind? Answer, the narrator chose to be strong and supportive. He decided to become her eyes and guide her through life, using love, patience, and care. He taught her everything he could to help her understand the world without sight. He made sure she never felt alone and helped her grow with confidence and emotional strength. Next question, how did the event mark a positive turning point in the narrator's and the child's lives? Answer, a positive turning point came on the daughter's 16th birthday, when the doctor gave them hope that she might gain her sight. After the surgery, she was finally able to see. This moment brought deep joy to both of them. It changed their lives forever, especially when she her father, and connected the color blue with his loving eyes. Next question, how did the narrator use the color blue to symbolize something meaningful to the child? Answer, the narrator told his daughter that his eyes were blue and had always watched over her. Through this, blue became more than just a color, it became a symbol of his love and care. Even before she could see, she had already felt the meaning of blue in her heart. To her, blue came to represent love, trust, and the bond she shared with her father. Next question is question 5. In what way did the child's perception of the color blue change over time? Answer, at first, blue was just a mystery to the child, a color she couldn't understand or imagine. But through her father's love and guidance, she created her own meaning of blue. When she finally gained her sight, she realized that blue was more than just a color. For her, blue became a symbol of love, trust, and deep emotional connection. Next question is, elaborate the rhyme scheme of the given poem. Answer, the poem uses a simple and regular rhyme scheme, mostly at a BB. This means that in each stanza, 2 lines that rhyme come one after the other. This is known as a rhyming couplet. These rhyme couplets poem a smooth, musical flow and help the poet express emotions clearly. The regular pattern also makes the poem easy to follow and remember. Final question, locate phrases in the poem. Answer, here are some meaningful phrases from the poem. She had my eyes, and her mother's nose. The joy of my life. Born blind. To be her eyes in life. Asked about blue. Eyes of her heart. Love was the color blue. Each of these phrases highlights strong emotions, meaningful relationships, symbolic ideas. They help express the love between the father and daughter, the challenges they faced, and how deeply they understood each other. I hope you found this video helpful and easy to understand. If you learned something new today, don't forget to like the video, share it with your classmates, subscribe to my channel for more educational content. See you in the next lesson.